What up, dogs? And welcome to the summary of week 5. Week 5 of our journey to Value Town. We're taking the highway on this one. However, we've been taking a detour for the past 4 or 5 weeks now. But this week, or last week, we were able to turn it slightly around towards the highway again. All right, so I made a note here to help me in my updates. For this week, I was able to complete over 300 bets after 2 weeks of completing sub 300 bets. I was now able to get up to over 300 again. It was a pretty good weekend. Total turnover of 28,387 crowns. That amounts to 2.56 of my starting bankroll for the week. My starting bankroll for the week was obviously the lowest so far in this project, so getting this number up wasn't that hard. My average bet size is also at the lowest point for this project, 90 crowns. I think I started the first week, it was over 200. And after 3 consecutive losing weeks, I now had my first positive week. So this actually feels a little bit good. So you can see, obviously, in the graph here on my results that this is the week it sort of turned around. Looks like a trend shift. I hope it is, at least. Had a 17% or almost 18% bankroll growth, and I was able to add 548 crowns in the closing edge, leaving me with a total closing edge of 5,842. Those were the numbers for this week. Obviously, as you can see on the dashboard, I'm down almost 50% since the beginning, so obviously a terrible start. Down, for those of you who don't know, I started out with a bankroll of 25,000 Norwegian crowns. Down. Overall, my average ROI is at negative 4.9%. I've now passed 1,500 trades, which means we're 15% into the project. Not much have changed in terms of how I have placed my bets. The only difference, so for this week, I bet on Bet365, Mr. Green, bets on Coolbet, and Betfair. But yesterday, I actually withdrew all the money I had on Betfair because they didn't offer that many value bets. And also, for those value bets that TradeMate offered on Betfair, whenever I tried to look up the bet, the odds had changed. That happens to, I think, almost 80% of all the bets that show up. And also, Betfair, I think they have limited me on the Asian lines. So whenever there's an Asian odds bet, I think they allow me to place around somewhere between 10 and 20 Norwegian crowns at a maximum. So that's not cool. So I withdrew all the money out of, so I didn't think there was a point in having the money there. So I'm gonna move probably the money over to William Hill. Yeah, it's got to be William Hill for next week. So that's that. Yeah, this is the graph. Presets are, you can have a look at sort of my bets and sort of what they look like in size. This is sort of the typical return and loss on the different bets that I'm at right now. Like you saw, the average bet size is 90 crowns. So whenever you have an average bet size of 90 crowns, these are sort of the numbers you're looking at per bet, right? So you make, you make 76, lose 50, etc. Yeah. My presets, also the same. We can have a quick look at the presets. Bet365, Betfair bets on Coolbet and Mr. Green. All sports, all odds types, 1.2 to 50. Edge from 1 to 100. Hours before game, 0 to 12. And I've set a minimum bet of 26 crowns. I still think that my average bet, or let's say the average time before game time I place my bets, if I have to make a guess, it's probably around 6 hours. But I do not have access to this analytics package yet. However, I was told by TradeMate that I should get access to it now because I have completed more than 500 bets in my first month as a customer. So hopefully next week and in the next update, I'll be able to break the numbers down with the analytics tool. So watch out for that next week. In the meantime, if you're betting, good luck, and see you next week. Peace.